It's a video scrapbook that's supposed to motivate us to move our projects from someday to today. Between the two of us, we have our hands in a little bit of everything.
This isn't going to be about doing everything perfect. I don't do everything perfect because
It's always something.
Hey, Frank, hey, you got yourself a new car, huh? You know. What is it? It's a midsize. It's Chevelle. No. It's the Torino. Nope. It's magnificent. What is it? It's an American Motors Matador. It's a Matador!
The 1974 AMC Matador.
it's a 1974 AMC Matador Coupe.
I'm Colton.
And I'm Lance.
It's always something.
And today we've got the 1974 Matador Coupe in the shop. We're going to be putting new wheels and tires on it and replacing the bad starter. This Matador is got the 304 V8, which was the smallest V8 at the time you could get. It's supposed to be better for gas mileage, but honestly, it's probably only going to get about 15.
Obviously, you're not using any sort of safety equipment. You're just...
No, let it be known that you should use jack stands if you're going to be under a car, especially a big heavy car like that. Any car really, just use jack stands. For the love of God, use jack stands. And maybe eye protection.
I had no idea how dangerous we were being with you just in the car without any sort of anything. Why are we replacing the starter? It's original to the car, yes?
Yeah, it appeared to be original to the car, but the car only has 69,000 miles on it.
And it was that when you got it, right?
Yeah. It was like 68,000 and some change when we got it. Yeah. And the starter replacement on this car is pretty easy. It's 2 bolts and 1 wire. But it's greasy and it's hard to get to and it's heavy and it's awkward. And if we had a lift, it would be much easier. And safer.
Yeah. There you go. See, there you are pulling it out there. And you found the replacement at O'Reilly's.
Yes, I thought I had a replacement in the junk pile over in the corner. Well, this isn't gonna work. But that starter was slightly different, so when I say they're universal between all AMCs, it's kind of a general statement.
Yeah.
So
General is it. We had to go buy a new one.
I had to go buy one from O'Reilly's, but that's luckily just right down the street, and they usually have what I need. So
You want it? We got it. O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's.
I don't think that's ever
That has been a
started.
thing.
I don't.
It is absolutely a thing. Watch. So how is it that so a 1974 AMC Matador is something that most people have not heard of. Why? Why have they not heard of? They've heard maybe of an AMC Gremlin or an AMC Pacer, but why have they not heard of an AMC Matador?
Well, it just wasn't a very popular car. And this body style really made a statement, but it didn't sell, I guess, a lot of cars. It just never became as popular.
So you were able to go to the O'Reilly's down the street to find parts for a 1974 Matador, a car that had only been made, what did you say, for 4 years?
Yeah.
How?
Well, for the most part, AMCs are pretty universal. So that starter would fit this car, it would fit the Gremlin, it would fit, multiple other models. But basically, it's just a Ford starter, so that's readily available.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, what other parts are interchanged? So, can you basically sort of rebuild a Matador from various parts if you wanted to build like a zombie car? Is that
Well, that's kind of what it is. It's a zombie car wrapped in a beautiful package because it's got a Chrysler transmission, it's got a Ford starter, it's got a General Motors distributor, it's got a Ford Motorcraft carburetor, it's got a Motorola alternator, it's got, it's just
It's a little bit of everything. It's like a Frankenstein car. Yeah.
And the Gremlin's the same way, and the Pacer's the same way. Well, the Pacer's a little bit more unique to AMC because it was kind of a special one-off deal they were trying. It looks like we're gonna have to replace those strut-on bushings right there. This cracks in those. See the rubber right next to the exhaust manifold.
Yeah. I see all the grease.
Yeah, it's probably
It's rough.
wise to degrease. I should have worn gloves. I should have degreased it.
There it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Yes.
That gel degreaser works really great.
No, don't you use rust? Is what you use the apple cider vinegar for. Yeah.
But it's basically just 2 bolts and 1 wire, so it's not that bad. It's just hard to do laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Trying not to drop the starter on the camera.
Yeah. That would be terrible. Now, how did you find this Matador? That's a good story.
Oh,
Tell the
yeah.
people how you found the Matador, dear.
Well, I was told by a friend that it was in a small town nearby. He had gone through and found it. And knew I was an AMC guy, so he told me about it. So I went the next morning. I was off that day. I went the next morning.
It was in Claude.
It was in Claude. Went up and down the streets until I found it.
And it was in rough shape.
It was in rough shape. The windshield was busted. The headlights were gone. The radiator was gone. It had been parked since 1982. The tires were older than I am. They were from Montgomery Ward. If that's any indication on how old they were.
Montgomery Ward tires.
And it had just been a forgotten car. It had just been forgotten for a long time. And I just loved it, and I had to have it, and I couldn't get it fast enough.
And then you brought it home
Yes.
with all the other cars. But it's okay. Because the Matador is something pretty special.
Yeah.
So what are the ultimate plans? Tell them what we're doing with this overall.
My overall plan with this car basically is to make it look like a Survivor original special edition type.
Like straight off the showroom, but
but I want it to show a bit of age. I don't want it to be like a brand new car. I want it to be like a really nice kept original car.
See, to me, those two things are indistinguishable from one another. But I'm not a car person, so that makes sense. But
there's a difference, and mostly because I like to drive my cars. I like to enjoy my cars, and if I spent the time restoring them and putting everything just perfect, I would be so afraid to use them and drive them that it would not be fun. It would just be some sort of horrible ritual where I spend tons of money on stuff that I just keep in the garage and never show anyone.
most expensive sculpture. Not only is it sort of a Frankenstein car, but what was it built for? Tell them this is the weirdest thing to me. How is it not more famous as a result?
It was designed originally by the head designer of AMC and the head race driver of AMC at the time to race in NASCAR. It was supposed to compete with the Malibus and the Chargers and stuff of the time.
And had it fair.
It did well. It did pretty well.
It won.
It won, I believe, 5 races.
That's crazy. And it was car of the year, right?
Yeah, it was car of the year, 1974. It was also the most beautiful car of 1974 as far as car and driver was concerned.
And so its obscurity just still baffles me, because how do we not know more about it? But anyway, I'm glad we do. But yeah, winning NASCAR races and going forward from that with a thing that you can get from.
Let's see what it does.
So there you are. You're all fixed and attached.
Yeah. Let's get a look at that nice spray paint job.
Oh yes. Let's talk about that. Let's look.
Let's just try it.
Okay.
Okay, let's just put a little bit down here, just to see. There we go. Close to a year. Just a little bit of gas. Idle. You don't even know how to keep it running. It's idle. Look at that. It's hard to run through the road.
I know. Let's have some.
Just gonna let it idle. Just gonna let it fill up the shelf.
Here's where you got these tires. Now you got it. You had them on the front. You could see them on the front when you were doing the starter, but now we have them for the back.
Yes.
And these are just so nice.
Yeah.
Where'd you get them? What brand of tires are they?
They're Cooper Cobra radial GTs with the raised white letters, which I love the raised white letters.
And why Cooper Cobra?
Because they're affordable.
Yeah.
And they're a good tire. It's a good looking tire still, and
Yeah.
it's not
They're
gonna
gorgeous.
break the bank.
Yeah, they look so nice.
Just make sure that you measure them before you decide on size.
Now, why did you choose such? Like I say, what do you look for when you're choosing your tire?
In this particular
Because
application,
we've had the tire go. We have a garage full of some tires. So yes,
Yeah.
explain your process.
I just wanted to feel these cars have an enormous wheel well, and the tires that you came with, the wheels and tires that it came with, were just tiny. It looked funny.
But they really do just look so great. And I didn't realize how tires could give a car so much character. I mean, you see, again, non-car person. So you have rims, which of course, characteristically and like in popular culture, say like, oh, this gives style. But the actual size and the lettering on the tires themselves really do add so much. I love this choice for this car.
Wheels and tires change the entire attitude of
Yes.
the car, if you ask me. And this car needed more attitude. It had some old people wheels and tires on it.
Well, it's just been through so much, and it really has come such a long way. We'll dig up some old pictures and put them up in the next video we do of this.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. We're scraping along the side there.
Yeah, and that's why you don't park in the street if you can keep from it. There's a future project there.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll definitely see the improvement on that.
Hey, I have jack stands under the back.
Well, just under the back of the Matador, yeah. But not under the front, not where you work. Why would you have them there? That makes too much sense.
I had them in the back just because there were no tires
Yeah.
for a while. But my personal safety is the least concern.
Obviously. And I don't know any better. Ugh. Look here.
Are you ready for the magic?
I'm ready.
Let's see what it looks like.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That trunk was fun to paint.
Looks like it was fun to paint. Look at it there. There's, yeah, you see the little hair damage you talked about.
Well, don't talk about it in front of it.
That interior is unique, or that's the original interior too.
Yeah, the interior is original and it's in pretty good shape. It's coming apart at the seams a little bit, but that's typical.
His age and the way that he's sitting outside for however long, since 1982. But we got the new starter, we got the wheels on. Time to take it for a spin. You noticed that? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. So, I was terrified that there was something along the side of the shop, that engine over there, something like that. No, and there it is.
Oh, God.
There it is. So, explain to the people what's wrong.
Well, you should measure your tire and wheel backspacing and just make sure that you don't buy tires that are too big for the car that you're putting them on. Because now we have to make that work. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But, you know,
It's always something.
it is always something.
That's it for today.
Thank you for liking our video.
Go ahead and subscribe to follow along with the rest of our projects, and we'll see you next time.
Click that bell if you want to.